Welcome to Good News Week, and the big news. If you're looking for a tourist destination with a difference, have we got the spot for you? A theme park in Lebanon run by the militant group Hezbollah. Hezbollah land has everything, including the Abyss, a former bunker full of destroyed Israeli military equipment, war porn and propaganda. Please, can we go, Dad? Take us now, I want to shoot people. Hezbollah land, the fundamentalist kingdom of them all. It's where the bloody hell are ya with real blood. It's the best terrorist-based theme park since Disneyland. It's a great place to holiday and relax, but if your ball goes over the fence, leave it there. The park is split into a series of themed areas. There's Frontierland, also known as the Disputed Border. Tomorrowland, a utopia, where the state of Israel has been eliminated. And Fantasyland, where Jews and Muslims live together in peace and harmony. They even have an attraction called It's a Small World, which gets smaller every time Israel pops over for a visit. Other attractions include the Mad Mullah's Tea Party, the Haunted Synagogue, and Dumbo the Suicide Elephant. As part of a religious clampdown on dress and behaviour, Iranian police have issued warnings to 62,000 women for being badly veiled. Yeah, about time. In Iran, you know, a woman is badly veiled when you know it's a woman. Some weren't veiled at all, others were walking around completely sheet-faced. And some were just wearing the tent they woke up in. Some of the badly veiled women even received thinly veiled threats that if they didn't cover up properly, it'd be curtains. It's very strict. In some areas, the only acceptable burqa is made of brick, has a roof and walls, and is called the kitchen. The good news is President Ahmadinejad says he firmly opposes the crackdown on veils. Shame he isn't in some sort of position of power. Now, this is really going to test your comedy convictions, ladies and gentlemen. Don't be frightened of the humour here. It's all based on fact. It seems we have to rethink our image of the Taliban as deeply religious. US intelligence drones recently captured footage of two insurgents engaged in intimate relations with a donkey. I'm not one to judge, but... and, by the way, if you can see it from the air, it's not that intimate. Technically, that's known as a bonky. What really gets me is there were two of these guys. I pity the poor bloke who called heads. Is it really their fault they rooted a donkey? Is it? I mean, it was just standing there totally naked, like uncovered meat. And the donkey went off like a frog in a sock, which was their second choice. This does explain the Taliban's preference for donkeys over more modern vehicles. A donkey might bite you, but the tailpipe of a Humvee will give you a pretty nasty burn. But it doesn't end there. Most laptops seized from the Taliban and Al-Qaeda are loaded with pornographic movies, including Big Busty Burkas, Two Donkeys, One Cup, and One Explosive Night in the Paris Hilton. I hope you all feel ashamed of yourselves. And that's the good news.
It's good news week. Someone from the bottom somewhere contaminating the atmosphere and blackening the sky. It's good news week. Someone found a way to give the rotting dead a will to live, go on and never die. It's good news week. It's good news week.
Thank you, good evening. Tonight, with spring in the air and love in our hearts, the sweetest thing, Claire Hooper. The human energizer bunny, Frank Woodley. And she has a new single called Sunday Best, a new album called I Believe You Liar, and a national tour happening right now, the star Megan Washington. And they're looking down the barrel of the lethal weapon, Mikey Robbins. From The Breakfast Show on Nova, 969 in Sydney, fan of Collingwood, godfather of Bubbles, bloke, Merrick Watts. Thank you. And his new single is Before the Devil Knows You're Dead. The album is Rage and Ruin, and he will never be stopped. The powerhouse, Jimmy Barnes. Can I flash it for everyone at home? So the people at home can see it?
Hey, it is.
Rage and Ruin.
Rage and Ruin.
Why?
Because that's what most of my life was. It's good. It's a good record. I think it's the best one I've made.
Really?
Doesn't everybody say that?
16 solos, is that right?
16 solo records.
And this is the best one?
It's the best one. You think I'd have it right by now.
Yeah. And how's the single Before the Devil Knows You're Dead? How's that?
It's done very well, and there's a new one coming out, actually, this week, God or Money, which I might even, you know...
Are you going to give us a taste?
A little bit of it later.
Taste it? Oh, I like that.
Do you think our team's a little butch?
I like it. And it's very manly. It's the first time we've had a really manly
Stop her to me. Oh, you think? No! Guys, butch it up a bit.
Mikey might let you down a little bit on the man stage.
Yeah, that's pretty big from a talking elf.
When does the tour start?
Well, I've started now, but the real bulk of the touring won't start till probably October or something like that, you know.
Right, and what's life on the road like now? Because you're a bit of a hellraiser when you're a youngster.
Well, you know, we're just hellraised, but we remember it now. Right. Yeah, so it's good. So we go to people's places and straighten them up. Let me hang that for you. Hang on.
A little bit crooked. A little bit crooked.
Let me get that telly out the pool. Hang on.
And Merrick, how are you?
Very good, thank you, Paul.
Lovely to have you on the show.
It's great to be here. Thank you very much.
First time?
Yes, first time on television.
Mm.
No.
First time on this show in particular.
Yes, first time on the show, yes.
What's it like being the godfather of a chimp?
Yeah, Bubbles, which was formerly Michael Jackson's chimpanzee.
Really?
Yeah, he bought one. What was the weirdest thing you bought when you really lost your mind and just went, I'm going to buy something weird?
I
said bought, not buying.
I don't know. No, I didn't buy it in that bad. Just, you know, stupid stuff.
Well, Michael Jackson, he bought a chimp called Bubbles, and then it used to sleep in his bed and stuff like that. And he used to fight furiously with Macaulay Culkin over the bed space. And then one of them had to go, and it was Bubbles. So he put him into like this sanctuary in Florida where he's kind of cared for and completely forgotten by the Jackson family. And so we adopted him as like part of his upkeep. We gave him $10,000 of company money, which I didn't actually have access to, but then I just went, if you just say it, maybe they'll pay it.
Pay it, yeah.
And then after I nearly got sacked, they said, no, we'll pay it because it sounds pretty funny. So that's actually what happened. Then they told me, don't ever talk about how we nearly sacked you for buying the monkey. And I said, I won't.
I promise.
I'm not an idiot.
And is the monkey coming out to visit, or do you go and visit him?
No, we actually have visitation rights if we want. We can go and visit him. He can't like wear clothes or anything like that, which is a bit of a letdown. And
he can.
No, he can't because he eats them. He shreds them and stuff like that.
We've all been through that stage.
Yeah, and he's a bit unsociable. Like he's.
Well, see, that's the problem though. Like a chimp is not just for Christmas. Yeah, but they grow up and they get really big.
But you know, can I tell you something? I actually, when we did Circus Animals, it's the tour with the circus, I was talking to the guys about chimpanzees. I don't know why it came up, but the guys who run the circus. And apparently chimpanzees are fantastic, really great pets, really sort of nice and sociable, until they first have sex.
Really?
And after that, that's all they want to do.
Yeah.
And they don't.
So like humans, really.
Yeah, but and they just go nuts and they'll bite you and do anything, you know.
Yeah.
He's got teeth. The weirdest kind of chimp thing I saw. I mean, it's very, you know, it's inappropriate and very un-PC. But I went to the circus when I was a kid, and this guy had a chimp act, and he brought out this this massive male chimp, and as soon as they got to the middle of the ring, he just did a poo and started throwing it at the audience. And while he was doing it, the whole time he was doing it, the chimp just stood there looking at him. Guess that? I've never seen him.
Frank Woodley.
Frank, yes. But the funny thing is, I was at the Adelaide Zoo once. I was at the Adelaide Zoo, and I walked in, and there was all these chimps in the thing, and they're just standing there looking really bored, because they're in a bloody cage, you know, and there's a couple of tyres and that, and I'm going, hey, I paid my 2 bits, you know. Jump on the tyre, do something. And it literally just shat in his hand and threw it at me.
He'd heard the 7th album.
Yeah. Didn't like it. Didn't like it, yeah. Wasn't chimp friendly.
Have you heard the new one? Whole different story.
No, that's it. I know, I'm with you.
How are you, Frank?
I'm good. No, but it is true about chimps that apparently they're lovely and they're fun, and then they can just pull your arm off just by going...
Always keep your pants on around a chimp.
Megan, we're delighted to have you back.
Oh, thank you very
lovely
much.
to have you
I'm
back.
very happy to be here again.
First time on the panel, though.
Yes, I'm feeling very overwhelmed. It's wonderful.
Should we do your little record thing now, too?
Sure. This is also my best album.
It always is.
Yeah.
You're right.
It's great. By the way,
oh, thank you very much.
congratulations.
Thank you.
I was hoping this would sound like a compliment, and I hope you understand that it is. Even my husband likes it. That doesn't sound any good, does it? That's...
Oh, it's amazing because her husband's deaf. And
But I love the title is great. I believe you, liar. That's like I believe you, liar. That's
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
That's just one of those sentences where you go.
I wanted the title, you know, to be like a snake eating its own tail.
Yes.
So I think if
you've achieved that.
if it makes you go, then that's what
also, that hat makes you do that as well.
Has anybody seen the video of the chimp with the frog? The YouTube video? Has anybody seen that?
I think it's the princess and the frog, isn't it?
No, the chimp and the frog.
What happens?
What?
Does he eat it?
The chimp.
Does he throw it?
No, he doesn't. He holds it, and he holds its mouth open, and then something happens.
What does he do? Because I'm just... Fill me in. That's what the frog said. It's all good.
We can learn about that after the show, I'm sure. Our voyage begins with What's the Story? Claire, Frank, Megan. Cut the cheese.
Okay, well, look here.
Welcome to King
Welcome
Island.
to King Island.
Oh, it's
Someone
there's
eating
someone
food.
eating food with a tomato
With
sauce
a
and a
hairnet.
hairnet. Hairnet. I love people that... Oh, who's that guy?
He's thinking.
that's that
He's having a
actor
nice
from-
He's disappearing into the... And there's a
Oh.
boat. I love when you see people like those, you know, those young women had hairnets on, and I love it when
I
you
think
go
they
into...
were men.
Oh, were they? Well,
But anyone looks pretty in a hairnet.
I just love it when you go into a kitchen and you see people who have got hairnets on, but they're just wearing them like berets and all their hair is just... But they didn't. They were doing it responsibly, those hermaphroditic people. But I have no idea. There was something about King Island.
Wasn't that the actor from Home and Away? The last guy?
Was it the guy who disappeared into the white and then the boat?
With the stentorian face.
I don't think so.
Okay.
But it might have been. Was it? Did you
I
recognise
don't know. Well, I don't watch Home and Away, so I don't know what sort of boat-imagining beardy men there are. But I just like the way that it really looked like he was imagining the boat into existence. If you stand by the shore and go...
That's it. That's
It'll come to
it.
that.
On King Island, they've discovered a gene in the milk of the King Island cows that if... And that's why the people working in the lab... Were they in the lab, you know, with
No,
their
they were
hairnets?
eating some lunch.
They've made it
Okay.
that if you genetically... And then you can things into existence.
Actually, I tell you what. If there was a milk you could drink that could make boats magically appear, Tony Abbott would be sculling it. Another one. Another one.
Something about King Island's
Well,
population.
yeah, King Island. That's the place where they make the lovely cheese.
The cheeses, yeah.
I saw some King Island double cream, and I thought, what? Because once you've got cream in there, and we'll have double cream. I don't know. Is it compressed? I'm not sure what. But
Well, that's an excellent point about what and triple cream.
you know, you don't have.
I've never put a time limit. on this particular part of the show, but it's going to happen very shortly.
I might have an apple. No, I'm going to have a double apple.
It means twice the fat content.
Oh, has it?
Yeah.
Oh, see that sort of label that could confuse a stupid person. So.
The image of the people, I suppose they represent skilled migrants or possibly even skilled boat people, because I know that certainly the dairy industry and the fruit picking industry and probably the fishing industry as well.
So
you know, like small communities are putting up their hand going, oh, we'll take them. Don't stop them all. Don't stop them all. We'll take them. We could use them.
So sort of the irony of the fact that there are people who are coming in boats,
and then
but
there are
they
some
could
people,
be used somewhere.
There are some people wanting to make some cheese, and they could just use a couple extra boat people to help them make the cheese.
Yeah, and who was it behind this scheme, the Lord Mayor of King Island?
The guy from Home and Away.
The guy from Home and Away. You know, and in fact,
the Lord Mayor of King Island.
Not only, Paul, is that correct, it's double correct.
Big round of applause for them, ladies and gentlemen. I think they got there eventually. So the answer is in there somewhere. The Mayor of King Island has approached the Immigration Department with a proposal to house and process 200 asylum seekers on the sparsely populated outcrop in Bass Strait. The idea is, with all that beef and brie, they'll be too fat to swim away. Refugees make excellent dairy workers, especially if they're Kurdish. Mayor Charles...
That's the sort of joke where you kind of go...
Or normally you go, shut up, Dad.
Keep driving.
Mayor Charles Arnold said the asylum seekers can be put to work in the island's beef industry because once they're fully processed, no one will be able to taste the difference. King Island... one clap. You evil person. King Island has about 2,000 residents, but can support 3,500, and they're desperate for workers. Guess what? We actually need more boat people. The Mayor says it could all be done without detention centres and razor wire because no one's going to swim off this island. I mean, it's not like they've escaped from anywhere before. Mikey, Merrick, Jimmy, can you make some stuff up?
We'll do our best, mate. Okay, that's... Barack Obama. Yeah, Mr. Obama.
That's Alan Cooperman.
Alan
Nice work.
The coop.
And, that's...
Stats.
What's it about, fellas?
I don't know.
Team of men.
28% of Americans don't know who Alan Cooperman is.
You're very close.
Yeah, it's amazing. He's such a dynamic-looking bloke. Mr. Cooperman, too.
Yeah. I don't know.
The opening shot was Barack Obama in church.
Yeah.
And with his lovely wife, Michelle. Hi, Michelle, call me.
I just got this image of you at home and the phone rings and it's Michelle Obama and you just go, you're fucking kidding me.
I told you not to call me at home.
Yeah, exactly. Can't talk, the wife's here.
Yeah, love you too.
Barack Obama was in a Christian church. But remember the election campaign, he got in a lot of trouble because he's Protestant. There's nothing wrong with that. But one of his old ministers actually said a few quite inflammatory things. But the research is, from this Cooperman guy, you're looking like you know something.
No, I'm hoping you do. You've confused my looks. I only have one look, too. That's why I'm not looking at Jimmy. I'm going...
I was looking at the back of your head then. Please help us.
Bizarrely enough, after, a year of running for office, all the time he's been in office, 24%, between 18 and 24% of Americans still think he's Muslim.
Oh.
That's okay. 35% of Americans think they've been unknowingly preyed by aliens.
Because, like, when he goes to pray, everybody's kind of, like, facing the front of the church and he just goes off to one angle. He's got a compass just going...
carpet.
And there's Mecca. I'm ready to go.
Well, basically because his name's not Dangus McGee, it's slightly different. A huge amount of the American population...
W. Obama.
Still think he is a Muslim.
They have it as well, ladies and gentlemen. After polls found a growing number of Americans think Barack Obama is a Muslim, the White House has assured people their president is a Christian who prays every day. He prays for a divine miracle that will bestow the gift of intelligence on the American public. 20% believe he's a Muslim, 15% believe he's a terrorist, and 10% believe he actually flew them terraplanes. when asked, nearly a third said he was half Hawaiian, while another third said they'd prefer KFC. Then again, Americans also believe Ronald McDonald invented the cow. MTV is spelt with 5 E's. Jennifer Lopez is a less Mexican version of Jennifer High-Pez. Before he got all terroristy, the Muslim Prophet Muhammad was the world's greatest boxer. If you rub Oprah's belly, she'll give you a car. And what initially attracted Bill Clinton to Hillary is that she wasn't wearing pants in Basic Instinct. So after one pig-squealing round of Good News Week, the Hooper team are on 10 points. The Robin team are on 8 points.
What?
Oh, really? Oh,
Bring it on! Bring it on!
Coming up, sex, drugs and rock and roll.